Okay, guys, right now I'm going to pray um, just for healing and to keep away negative spirits. I'm a Christian, Catholic Christian believer, and we have to be wary of all kinds of evil spirits in the world. That when we're trying to spread truth and love and peace and happiness and joy and laughter, the negative spirits are on us, and especially if we get on the internet and good does prevail over evil in the long run, in eternity at least. I mean, in the ever after, which is forever and ever, despite what all these other people that are trying to live together or live, as clones or whatever forever and whatever. So, but I don't know. I was raised that we're not to play God, in life, but just accept the divine and pray, and this gets rid of aches and pains too. But the more you pray and try to be a good person, the evil spirits will get at you. And then Angela will have something on parasites this afternoon. I believe it's at noon Pacific time, so that would be 2 Central time on Instagram. It's a free webinar. Go to her site, Holy Hot Mom or I Love Angela Shelton, and she'll have a complete deal on that. Parasites, because they carry, I believe, evil spirits, and she's well, I believe that when she talked about it, it's a bit complicated, but I also believe that I wondered if like mosquitoes or roaches or animals, I mean not animals, but like bugs that are, I really don't see any use for them if they are carrying evil spirits. I don't know. Who knows? But, sometimes, in life you might feel like you need to reach for some, like vitamins or aspirin or, whatever. I mean, I still do some, I'm older, but if the more you, like, take care of yourself with your diet and exercise, regardless of your age. I mean, I see people on here and over 70, 80, 90, 100, whatever. I mean, and they take good care of themselves. And I think if you're still alive, God has you here for a purpose. And but yeah, all these oils are good. I'm still healing my foot that had a bruise, and I'm getting over different sprains and different things. But yeah, we need to pray more every day, and not just about our work and our money situation and like for decisions. I do believe that a lot of this stuff clouds your memory, like and clouds your basically your decision making. Like, are you really doing what you really want to do? And then of course you have to have a balance between what you really want to do and what's reality right now. But thoughts become things, and we can manifest a lot of things too, not just by praying, but also by believing and having faith and not having doubts about things, and then taking a lot of action in life. That's a big part of it too. But if you feel like you have creative gifts, you have to find a way to make money with it. I mean, I know if you are an actor or writer, it's challenging. I mean, some are successful, but they literally work at it all the time. Whatever, that's a whole nother ball game. Maybe not all of them do, but a lot of them do. Now, and she's got all these other great products. And then also, I still haven't tried the Oliabo olive oil yet from Italy, but I am substituting olive oil. Occasionally, I still have butter instead of margarine. It's not healthy, supposedly, for us. But olive oil is healthier. I mean, you can even make toast and put a little bit of that on it, or instead of having toast with butter or whatever. But I mean, the olive oil will help you. But this olive oil that Colleen talks about is pure olive oil from Italy, and I'm not going to say I can't afford it, because that's not, eventually I will be selling a lot of that, and I will be able to afford as much of that as I want to. I'll have a bigger place for everything. You know, I'll have a place with a dishwasher and a washer dryer, and you have to manifest and think positive. Of course, you can't just sit around and dream all day. You have to take the action of everything that you need to do. But on the other hand, you know, you can make it work. And, you know, sometimes we just feel like we need to reach for a cup of coffee or something, but, which is good. I just found out that coffee is healthier than we thought. You know, you can have more than 2 or 3 cups. I don't think you're supposed to have more than 3 or 4, you know, but basically, I just wanted to pray today for everybody. You know, I believe, like my grandmother, she was a good person. I mean, my parents were too, and, you know, they all had their flaws, but I believe that we, I know it's hard, but I don't wish harm on other people. And I think that that's the demon, you know, that some people wish harm on others, and they feel that wishing harm on somebody else, or making fun of them, or trying to sabotage somebody else's happiness or success, or trying to control or condescend them, they feel that that will actually make them feel better. I've been around the block a few times. I've been around a minute, you know. I know for a fact, and I've never done that, but I've seen people do it. I've observed that in the news business, in the insurance business, yes, even there, you know, well, maybe especially there. I mean, competitiveness among agents, or people trying to, you know, take each other's customers, or, you know, it's all on a commission, just like so many things are. But there's some really nice people in that business too, in any business, even as a cashier, substitute teaching, even with the kids at schools. Of course, in Hollywood, you know, competing for acting roles, writing, you know, the whole thing, the whole gamut. I mean, competing for a man. I mean, going to singles parties, and there's so much that, oh my gosh, I've been through so much of that. And what was it? I guess that was that was like a shadow, but I guess it was, maybe it was I'm getting notifications on my email. But anyway, that is really it for right now. I just wanted to pray and have you realize that the more you try to level up and step up in life, the more that some people will discourage you, or sometimes you can't even see it or feel it, but you might be able to feel it. Some people are just triggered by the fact that you're moving in a direction that they don't know how to move in. And even if you try to explain to them that you're trying to level up in your life, and also that you're not going to panic to every little nuance that the world try to twist at you, you know, you realize that a lot of these evildoers are complicit, or are complicit with one another, and trying to bring the average man or the average woman down, or trying to discourage good people. But in the end, the good people win. There's more of us than there are of them, guys. And it's just that kind of world. And I think, you know, if you were raised Christian, or regardless of your faith, if you're Jewish or any religion, really, there's good and evil. And even if you don't believe in a deity, you know, God or some spirit or divine intervention of some sort, everybody sort of believes that there's good and bad people, and try to embody goodness. But that doesn't mean you have to be a doormat. I used to think, you know, I was raised in Catholic schools by, you know, like a lot of teachers, Sister Mary Holywater and stuff. I mean, that doesn't mean you have to be like Jesus and turn the other cheek. I mean, every minute. We're not Jesus, and he was the model person, regardless of your faith. I just was listening to Matt Schaefer, who's a great, well, now he's become a more of a minister too, but he's been a great coach for women, and men too, I think before, but women, and relationship coach and success coach too. And he finally found happiness with a successful marriage, and he's finally found a lot of success in life. But I mean, he was very motivational, but like he was talking about, I was just inspired by that message. And there's another person on YouTube that prays a lot. His first name is Gavin, and no, it's not the governor of California. It's another much younger guy, Gavin, and I don't have his last name off the top of my head, but if you Google Gavin, minister, he prays a lot on YouTube and different channels for people. But I do believe that God calls us to pray not only for ourselves, but for others. I believe we are blessed when we pray for other people. And but Matt was talking about in his video about the fact that if you pray a lot and you believe that God will help you, you have to have more faith. And, just that you have a calling too. I think that he had a calling, and I feel that I do too. Not to be, full-time in ministry or anything, but to help people, because, I've been a substitute teacher too in the schools, and there's so much that goes on in the schools nowadays, and I've done that on and off for 20 years. And, it's sometimes too, if you were raised strongly religious, you may tie in success with greed and sin and all that. That's kind of a little bit of a Catholic thing, because a lot of priests take a vow of poverty, and the nuns take a vow of poverty, and they even have these monks that are off in a temple or a church up in the mountains, and they can never talk. And all these things are more like human things. The more we're quiet and pray and get close to God, the more you get the answers. And I do think that sometimes in life I have been plagued a bit by indecision. So then that becomes my own worst enemy. I can't blame that on anybody. I can't blame that on a naysayer or some competitor or somebody trying to, sabotage me or anything in life, whether personally or professionally. It's sometimes just some kind of indecisiveness. And, of course, that could be a parasite too. A lot of things are connected to that, negative thoughts. But anyway, Angela will have that on Instagram this afternoon. And I'm going to go ahead and probably post this on Instagram and YouTube maybe. But I guess I better cut it short. I'm trying to cut my videos short, and I'm going to start writing little outlines for them so that I might even have super short ones. So let's see, this one has already gone. Oh, I can't tell by this. Oh my goodness. Well, I can't see the timer exactly how I can't tell. But anyway, yeah, pray. But this oil of hers, she has all these other ones too. And of course, I'm Celery Queen Jean, and there's a whole story behind that if you want to know more about that, or acting coaching or whatever. Look me up on everything, Celery Queen Jean Tuitt. Yeah, my last name is Tuitt, Tuite, but if the E is silent, so it's Jean Tuitt. I'm on IMDb too and everything, and I've had various acting roles where I've had speaking roles in small budgets, but I have auditioned for bigger projects. But of course, I was an extra in hundreds of things. Actually, it was a lot of fun back in the day. It's not as busy out in LA like it used to be. I worked almost every day out there when I lived out there on and off in the past. And then when I would try to go back out there other times, it wasn't as busy. So, but anyway, the streets are kind of flooded out there too right now with the sewage or the pipes burst or something in the different areas. But yeah, celery queen here, over and out, and this oil has, not only does it have all kinds of healthy herbs and like comfrey and castor oil and all kinds of things that make you feel better and healthy. You know, they also it's like embodies the essence of prayer, because Angela prays over her big pot, and she's a strong Christian. It's not like a witch praying over a cauldron or something. It's like, but she has a really funny video about that, her praying over the, but she wants peace and love and happiness. Oh, and then her biggest thing is say STFU. Now, that actually stands for Sacred Truth Frequency United. Sacred Truth Frequency United. But if somebody doesn't get it and needs to be, like, it could also mean, shut the front door, shut the, up, whatever. So, but basically it's kind of the same thing in a way, because those evil spirits and people that are just, a lot of times it's what somebody said to you, or it's your own thoughts that you have from childhood. If you were constantly going and hearing negative thoughts, I heard a lot of those from my dad, and that had a lot to do with his other things. I'm a CSA survivor and all that too, but a lot of that could be parasites, or I guess it probably is. It's a lot of things. It's like when you're trying to do better, as I did say that earlier, but sometimes the spirit of depression or oh, give up, defeatist attitude, it will come at you. And sometimes it's like, maybe it's telling you something like, for me, I learned this the hard way too, maybe that's not the path for you. In other words, I've had a sundry of jobs and careers, and deep down inside, I think I just wanted to be a housewife, but I wanted to find a provider man, and I didn't want to live, I was raised like middle income, usually, not just, nothing elaborate or fancy, but just, we had the basics usually. There were times when my parents did struggle with their business some, and of course we were reminded of everything. And but basically, it's